Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Radwan. I'm a Visual Studio MVP and DevOps practice lead. And to continue on our series for how to develop a Visual Studio Team Service extension and how to configure a continuous integration and continuous delivery pipeline for different staging environments. In this part, we are going to configure the continuous integration and continuous delivery pipeline. In all previous parts, we developing the extension, uploading the extension in a manual fashion. But in this part, which is part 7, we are going to do that in an automated fashion. So in this video, we are going to see how to create a build definition, how to package the extension in an automated fashion, how to publish this artifact to the VSTS, and how to create a release definition for each environment, a QA, a pre-production, production, and map that to a different publisher ID and different VSTS account, and how to pick the artifacts from the build and deploy that automatically to different environments. I create this process with approval, but we can have a fully automated from the, a fully automated for even approval from the check the committed your change to deployment to production. But I wanted to show how the approval process also included in the release management. So let's see that. So let's talk about how we are going to develop that in a continuous integration and continuous delivery pipeline. So as we can see, all what I just need to do that in a continuous integration, I just create a repo and pushed my code to this repo. Once I have that, I start going to the build and I start to create a build definition. And in this build definition, let me edit. I start to package the extension and publish the artifact. And these tasks not available by default. I needed to install this extension which has all these tasks, which is package, publish, share, all of that. So once I create that, I start adding this task which is belonging to this extension, which is package the extension. As we can see here, this is just displaying name, and here I just select where is my code. Here the name of my manifest file, which is existing on the source control. Here I just naming the package name. It's good to have name, so every time you just override that instead of creating a new file with a new version. You can leave it. If we leave it, it will be created exactly as at this one with the name of the account and then the name of the extension with the version. This is a default name, but here I override that. And then here's the build number, which is I put it here to override that. So it is 0 point or dot $ build number dot 0. So let me share that with you in a WordPad. So we have 0 dot $build number dot 0. And build number will be changing every time. This is, and here this is the type I override the build number. Still private. I can of course it changing that the manifest file from here. Once I have that, I start publishing the artifacts. Here I choose to be, this is the name, and here the path to publish the extension, and here's the name, and I choose here to be a TFS. Of course we have a file share if I wanted to put it on a network share, but here I will publish that to the TFS so the release management can pick up this file. So once I have that, now the build, then I can also trigger with this trigger, I can enable continuous integration. So once I committed the code with the master, this will trigger the build automatically and the deployment will happen automatically. So I can do that. Let's see the extension here. Let me open the extension. On 3 environment. So if I went here for this one, so as we can see, it's still the same, working in the same way. I put here just a number to, so all of them is build 11 as we can see. So what I'm going to do is just changing that text to be build 12. And commit this change. And we can see the pipeline. But before that, let me explain to you configuring the pipeline for the CD, continuous delivery. We understand now how to configure the build. Let's understand the release management. Okay, so all I just need to do is just go open release management and just create a new release definition. Here, this is the release definition. So let me go for that and edit this release definition, which is our release. So it's very easy. Just this is artifacts, and from here I just picked this is the source, the project, and here I picked the latest, and as we can see, this means that it will just get the latest build. So here just picked the artifact. So this step is just to pick the artifact, and here how I configure to pick the latest from where I publish the artifacts. Okay, so now once I have that, I start creating 3 environments: QA, close this, QA, pre-production, and production. And with each one, as we can see, it has one phase, one task, one phase, one task. Of course, by the way, it's very easy to, I can here add environment like that, and from here, let's have an empty environment, and from here, I can add another environment. It's very easy. Or I can even clone the environment, not just, and when I clone, we can see that one phase, one task, so I have that environment. So let me delete that as well. So I created 3 environment, and with each environment, one phase, one task. So let's see what exactly inside that. So I can go here and navigate between the tasks for each environment. So let's go for the QA. Here I use this release task, which is having this configuration. Again, it's part of this tool extension. So here the VSTS market connection. So first I need to connect my VSTS with a service hub to the marketplace. And in order to do that, in order to configure the service hogs, I just need to click on manage, and this will open the service hogs. And as we can see, I connected to that, and I call DevOps QA just with token, with active token, and I connected to that. So to just give you again, I just put any name here, and here I just take this token. I create a token, a personal token, because I need a permission so I can deploy that. So how I can deploy that if I don't have the permission? So I just create this connection. Once I have that, I start linking that here. So, and I put here the VSX file and to pick the file from here. And as we can see here, I just put here Wow, this is the pre-production, the production. So as we can see here, I just changed the account. So if we go here we can see that I changed the account here. If we go here, we can see that. So the publisher is different in each account. And also I share here with the QE environment, but here I share with the pre-production, and here I share with the production environment. So I share that with each based on which publisher ID. So once I configure all of that, then I'm ready to release. So let me start by we make this is continuous integration, right? We need no, just save without queue, and let's check the code. I changed that already, right, to 12. Let's see here, it's 11. Here still 11. Here 11. Okay, let's check my code. Changes. So add build 12 to h1. And then sync that with the master branch. This should be trigger the build automatically. As we can see, the build in progress now. And it's build number 11. So I can see now that the build here, it's waiting for an agent to start the build. And once the agent is acquired, it will start building the application, creating the package, and publish the package. So the build succeed and the published, and this build number 11, right? Also, let me show you here. This is number 10, right? So QA, if I go for production, it's 10. And if I go for account production, it's 10 as well. So I didn't make the release management automatically. So let's start the release management. Of course, I can make the release management automatically triggered, approved from different stage, but I like to make it with approval, and we're doing that by I come here and put approves by me, and the same for here. If you go here, it's approved by me. Of course, I can come here and start deleting that, for example. And as we can see, once deleted and saved, it doesn't require any approval, all of that. And this will make it automatically promoted from one environment to another. So I will not save that. So let's trigger the deployment, which again, I can trigger that automatically after the build completed. So again, we still here have build 11, here 11, let me refresh. This is the QA, this is the pre-production, and this is the production. So let me now trigger the release. So here, just create the release, which triggers the release. It is the same as the build. It will just start triggering the first environment. As we can see now, but of course it stopped waiting for my approval, and I receive an email. Let me show you. So it's like email like that. So deployment release to QA is pending your approval. So I will receive this email because it's just waiting my approval. Then I just go for here and say click approve. So it is okay, which again, make this build deploy to the QA environment so the QA team can test this application. Once I approve that, this will deploying the application here. And of course, deploying mean uh, publishing the package into this account and this publish ID using this publish ID, which is the QA. So now we can see that the publish successfully and it deployed into the QA and it waiting for my approval to the next environment. So let me approve that. Go, and this will deploy that to the pre-production. And let's see that. So here build 11, this should be changed to build 12 with the new modification. It's either bug fix or new feature. So as we can see, this is build 12, and if we refresh that, because still not published yet, so we can see that still build 11 because but here in QA it's build 12. Still in progress. It succeeded to deploy to the pre-production. Let me approve that. We are ready. So again, of course, before the approval, there is a lot of process like user acceptance testing, verification, all of this. But just to, and of course, if I refresh that, this is the pre-production. But here in the production, we still have 11. So now we approve the production deployment, and we should receive now the production, the last modification. Sorry, here. Now it deployed to the production, and if I refresh that, now we have the new updates in the production environment, account, and publish ID. So we saw an end-to-end continuous delivery pipeline using VSTS extension, using build and release management with VSTS. I would like to thank you for watching the video, and please, if you have any question, don't hesitate to contact me. Here is my blog. Thank you.